name is Raghunandan. Uh, I was a professor in Manipal University handling corporate education, which means that I had an occasion to probably take sessions for bank officers and insurance officers. It was an ongoing process. Uh, and now it's really my pleasure to be interacting with you guys who have taken the first step towards carving a very rewarding career for yourselves in your respective banks. Friends, all said and done, JAIB and CAB are the professional qualifications which are even today recognized by the banks, by the banking industry, and also rewarded by way of increments. As we go further, as we progress in these sessions, friends, definitely we'll get to know each other better. I have got a few ground rules. Number one, as already informed, please mute yourselves. Number two, in case you want to raise any questions, seek any clarifications, you are most welcome. You can raise your hand here, and then I'll get back to you. Uh, I would also be sharing my phone number, which is my WhatsApp number, and also my mail ID with you, so that any clarifications that you need, you can just WhatsApp me or you can connect with me on the mail. So with this, friends, I'm sure we'll have a lovely time uh, learning together, I should say. This session starts with practices of banking, right? I really do not know the vintage of you guys in the banking industry, but I assume it must be at least 2 years. So there would be many fundamental things that you will be knowing about the banks. And in case I feel that, yes, this might already be known to the participants, I'll go a bit fast. Where I feel that I have to spend some time so that you not only learn banking in the right way, but as a byproduct, pass your JAB examination as well. I would delve some time into it. Uh, Now, is this speed okay with you, friends? Anyone can unmute and
Yes, sir.
is this
Yes,
is
sir.
this is this
Yes,
okay? Fine.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Yeah, fine. Another confirmation. I would like to know whether all of you can see the slides on your screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, fine, fine, fine.
Yes, sir.
Friends, actually, this we'll be discussing principles and practices of banking in 5 sessions over a period of 5 days. So what I have done is going through the entire coverage of JIB in this particular subject. I have combined certain topics so that they would be concurrent and it would be easier for you to understand. And again, I repeat, wherever you feel that I should throw more light on any topic or probably clarify whatever doubts you have in mind, please feel free to interrupt me and then unmute yourself, ask your question, and then mute yourself after I give you the reply. And or you have the option of always reaching out to me on the WhatsApp or the mail. Right, friends? Shall we get into the session now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. This is a session where I have combined units 1, 2, 5, 7, right? Because these are all coherent and they go hand in hand. So I thought maybe by combining these units, I will be able to discuss in a better way, in a more effective manner. Friends, a very simple question to start with, which any of you can just unmute yourself and tell me what is banking and who is a banker. We start with that. What is banking and who is a banker?
Borrowing and lending.
Okay, borrowing and lending. Nice. Yeah, good.
Accepting deposit from public and lending.
Okay, fine, fine. You have elaborated on that. That's nice. Banking is, friends, as you have rightly said, accepting deposits of money for what? Not to keep with the bank, for the purpose of lending and investment as well. Because banks not only lend, they invest the money as well. Uh, Remember this, friends. Section 5B of the Banking Regulation Act defines banking. This may be a question in the exam. Which section of which act defines banking? It is Section 5B of Banking Regulations Act. It says banking is the business of A. Accepting deposits of money from the public. B. For what? For the purpose of lending or investment. C. Repayable on demand or otherwise. D. Withdrawable by check, draft, or other order or otherwise. These are also the requirements to be called a bank. That is, accepting deposits of money from the public for the purpose of lending and investment, repayable on demand or otherwise, withdrawable by check, draft, order, or otherwise. Friends, one thing that always interested me was why this word otherwise was used. Look at the, I think, the wonderful intellectual thinking of our elders who have probably come out with this definition. See, check, draft, order, or otherwise. You know about check, you know about draft. At that point of time, they would have foreseen that maybe bankers will come out with so many facilities like internet banking, mobile transfers, ATMs. So that is the reason why the word otherwise is used there. And who is a banker, friend? Who is a banker?
Who completed JAIB?
No, certainly not. Certainly not. Say, okay, fine. Who is already in the bank and who is doing all these things, right? Right. Who is
Who
already in the
use
bank?
the person who using the public money are the bank.
No, we don't use public money, right? Bankers don't use public money. Only banks use. People working in a bank are called bankers. People who are doing what the bank is supposed to do is called a banker, right? Because when I say banker, you are a banker, I am an ex-banker, but we never use public money. The bank, we are an instrument there. That's all, right? A banker is one who has taken banking as a profession, right? Now, what are the permitted business? As you said, see, accepting deposits, lending loans, investment, primary functions of the bank. Now, there are certain other permitted businesses also that the bank can undertake. This is as per section 6(1) of BR Act. Now, let us just have a passing reference on that. The bank's discount bills, of course, we'll all go through what is the bill discounting and all at some point of time later on. Collection of checks and bills, remittances through demand drafts, say through NEFT, through RTGS, mobile transfers, safe custody. We accept things for safe custody. We provide safe deposit vaults. We also undertake foreign currency transactions, government transactions we undertake, like pension, etc., this disbursal of pension, etc. We issue LCs and bank guarantees. We are
So,
also undertaking, yeah,
so screen was not completely shown.
is it?
Screen was not fully
It is
viewed, sir.
it is
So
showing. Ma'am,
you
just
have
do-
to
Yes, sir. It's
make
showing.
it.
Banks also undertake wealth management services. We'll get into all this. Project appraisals. They sell third-party products like insurance, mutual funds, and friends. I'm sure you are very well aware of that. You have got this additional responsibility of selling third-party products, right? We are also into executor trustee services. What is that? We'll discuss later on. We are into acceptance of taxes and government receipts and payment pensions. We are also franking stamp duty on the documents. We are into securities trading. We are into factoring. We are into venture capital financing and demat services. The bank has risen above its two primary functions of accepting deposits, lending, and investment. We also do all these businesses which are permitted as per section 6(1) of BR Act. So section 5B of BR Act defines what is banking. Section 6(1) of BR Act tells us what are the permitted businesses that are being undertaken by the bank. Okay. Now we'll get into a banker-customer relationship. We know, friends, who is a customer. We'll also discuss that. Of course, as of now, no law defines who a customer is, It's only after the enactment of PMLA Act 2002 that a customer was defined. Banker-customer relationship is a legal relationship, right? That is established through availing of banking service. Any banking service you avail, anyone who avails a banking service becomes a customer of the bank. But the relationship itself depends on the type of service, right? Because we have sisters, we have brothers, we have mothers, we have grandmothers, right? And similar, the relationship is not the same in our personal life. Similarly, the customer relationship with the bank also is not the same. It depends upon what type of service he is availing from us, right? Uh, as of now, as I told you, no law defines a customer. But generally, some person or an entity having an account or business relationship with a bank is called a customer. For example, if someone who walks in may not be having an account with you, but he may be consistently coming through to you for purchasing a DD or for remitting through NEFT an amount of say 5,000, 10,000, or 20,000, right? If he's doing it continuously over a period of time, he has been availing a business some service from you. He has got a business relationship with you, and hence he can be called a customer of the bank. So he may not be having any savings account or current account with you, or even a term deposit for that matter. Now, friends, look at this. I'll give you a couple of examples. A minor account operated by the father, who is a guardian. Now, who is the customer for you? Is it the minor or the guardian?
Both.
Yeah, absolutely fine. Both are customers for you. It is the minor's money which is invested there. So he's a customer. The guardian is continuously operating the minor's account, right? So both are customers. An account of a professional intermediary. Who is a professional intermediary? The chartered accountants, stock brokers. What they do, they open accounts with banks. But the money that is rooted in that account is not their own money. It is the money of their clients. A stockbroker may have many clients with him. A chartered accountant may have many clients with him. So he opens an account with you, which is called a professional intermediary account. But the money rooted in that account belongs to the clients. In this case, the clients of this professional intermediary are also your customers, even though you would not have probably met them face to face, right? So the professional intermediary is also your customer. So PMLA Act 2002 defines who a customer is. I told you there was no act which defined a customer previously, but now PMLA Act, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 defines who a customer is. Listen carefully, friends. Section 2 defines customer as a client. It defines customer as a client. Now, who is a client? A client is a person engaged in a financial transaction or activity with a registered entity. It can be a regulated entity also. A registered entity is one which needs some licenses to run the business. A regulated entity is one which is always answerable to the regulators. Banks are answerable to Reserve Bank of India, right? Among others. And includes a person on whose behalf the person engaged in the transaction is acting. That is why I gave you an example of a minor account and example of a professional intermediary account. So far, so good, friends.
Yes, sir.
So far, so good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
now let us look at certain relationships. Okay. Now look at it. Well, who is a debtor? The debtor is the one who has to pay the money. If you have borrowed money from your friend, you are the debtor because you have to pay the money. And your friend who has to receive the money or who has given the money to you is called a creditor, right? So when I accept deposit as a bank from the public, am I a debtor or a creditor? Debtor is one. Yeah, debtor is one who has to pay the money, right? When I accept deposit from the public, I will have to pay the money back to them ultimately. You can have a screenshot of it if you need, right? Because among this, you may get one question definitely in the examination. For example, while accepting deposit, what is the relationship?
It is debtor, creditor. Banker is the debtor, customer is the creditor. Similarly, while giving loans, who has given the loan? The bank has given the loan. Who has to repay it? The customer borrower has to repay it, right? So there it is creditor, debtor. The banker is the creditor, the customer is the debtor, right? Opposite to the deposits, right? Safe deposit lockers. Friends, now don't have a look at the slide. Just tell me what is the relationship you think is under safe deposit lockers.
Lesser lessee relationship.
Lesser lessee, good. Lesser lessee. Yeah, I will just clarify there. It was lesser lessee relationship earlier. Now, if you remember, there are instructions from the banks, from all the banks, that you will have to ask the locker holders to enter into a fresh agreement, right? And most of the banks have done it. Now, whoever is taking the locker afresh is also signing a fresh agreement. The wordings of that agreement has changed. Previously, it was lesser lessee, 100% right. What was the problem there? As per the act itself, person who has taken the locker is a lessee, right? Now, the lessee could have sublet the locker to someone else. You could say, and there was no law that would probably prevent him from doing that. In a couple of cases, I have taken the locker, I have sublet it to my friend. It had happened unofficially. So the banks, some of the banks ran into some serious problems there. So now they said the relationship would be licensor, licensee. Licensor is the one who is giving the safe deposit locker, who is giving it a license, who is giving the license. To whom? To the locker hirer who can use the locker. He is called a licensee. Licensor is the bank, licensee is the customer. Now, licensee, as per the act, cannot transfer the license to someone else. To prevent that, this relationship has changed. So, safe deposit lockers, it is licensor, licensee. The banker is the licensor, the customer is the licensee. Okay. Safe custody, even though we may not be very largely into it, we accept some articles for safe custody, which will be packed in a box, sealed, and then given to us. We don't know what is there in the box, so we give them a receipt saying that received a box purported to contain whatever the customer says, maybe property documents, maybe gold coins, whatever it is, purported to contain, and give a receipt to the customer. The customer, when he wants to take back the box deposited, will have to resubmit the receipt to us. Here, the relationship is bailor-bailee. The banker is the one who is receiving it. So he is called the bailee. In case of safe custody, the customer comes and gives the articles to the bank. The banker receives it. So he is called a bailee. The customer is the one who gives it. So he is called a bailor. Bailor-bailee relationship there. Now, there can also be some things which are left back inadvertently. Some customer may come and meet the manager, or he may be at the counter. While going back, he might just forget his costly pen on the counter. He might just forget his mobile on the counter. He might just forget his maybe a ring on the counter, right? But then the bank has the responsibility there, because the customer has left behind something in the bank premises, even though by inadvertence. So here the relationship is trustee beneficiary. The banker is the trustee, because the banker will hold such articles left behind inadvertently as a trustee. A trustee is one who takes care of the interest of the beneficiary. So the customer is the beneficiary, because the whatever has been left behind has to be handed over to the beneficiary, right? So issuance of demand draft, the buyer of demand draft, we call it principal agent relationship, because the customer is the principal. He is telling you to issue a demand draft, and you are issuing a demand draft as an agent of the customer. So the banker is the agent, the customer is the principal. In case of issuance of DD, relationship with the bank with the buyer is principal agent. Here, friends, there are two schools of thought. One school of thought says it can also be a debtor-creditor relationship because bank has to pay back the money which he has taken while issuing a demand draft ultimately to someone else. Customer has given that money, right? The one school of thought says it can be a debtor-creditor relationship also, but another school of thought says the banker is not returning the money to the same customer in case of demand draft because unless the demand draft is cancelled, the money is not paid to the demand draft purchaser. It is paid to a third party who is the payee. So the relationship would be principal agent. Agent is the bank, principal is the customer. Now, what is the relationship with the payee of the demand draft? It is trustee beneficiary again. Because if I purchase a demand draft in favor of my son, the amount has to be paid to my son when he presents a demand draft. So the bank has to hold the money as a trustee till such time my son presents a demand draft and seeks the payment. So banker is a trustee and the customer is a beneficiary. The payee is a beneficiary. Check collection against agent principal. The banker collects the check only at the instruction of the customer. So customer is the principal, banker is the agent. Wrong credit given. Sometimes what we do, hopefully such mistakes should not be costly. We give credit to a wrong account. Right? So in such cases, who has benefited? The customer has benefited. Right? But the customer, even though he has got a wrong credit, he cannot keep the money with him. He has to keep the money with him only to repay it to the banker when the banker identifies the mistake and asks him to repay. In such a case, the customer is holding the money as a trustee. The banker is the beneficiary, right? So money deposited, but no instructions given. Sometimes what I do in my hurry, I go and write out a credit slip, but I do not write the account number at all. Even in such cases, the money deposited where no instructions are given, the banker is holding the money as a trustee and the customer is the beneficiary. Standing instructions, agent principal. Because bank is the agent, who gives the standing instructions? The customer. Bank is an agent, customer is the principal. Pledge. In case of pledge, mortgage and all, the person who receives it is called E. The E is the person who receives it. The OR is the person who gives it. In case of pledge, what is a pledge? I come to you for a gold loan. I want a loan. So I hand over the ornaments to you. When I am handing over the ornaments to you, I am the pledger because I am handing over the ornaments. The bank is receiving the ornaments. The bank becomes the pledgee. Same mortgager. In case of mortgage, the customer is the mortgager. The bank is the mortgagee. Right? Any questions here, friends? I stop here for some time. In case you have any questions, please. Right? We'll go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. See, the relationship I spoke about, we discussed right now, are all relationship in the normal sense of the word. That is, when you accept, when some transactions happen. But we have got some special relationships also. How do they emanate? See, an account holder need not operate his account by himself. He can always delegate his authority to others, right? To a third party. How is this authority delegated? This authority can be delegated in two ways. The customer can give a mandate or a power of attorney. Now, we will have to distinguish between the two. What is a mandate? What is a power of attorney? Okay. First, we will see what is a mandate. Mandate is a simple letter addressed to the bank. I am having an account with your bank. I come to the branch of your bank where I am having an account. I write on a A4 sheet of paper addressed to you saying that since I am not able to operate my account all by myself, I hereby authorize Mr. So and so to operate my account. Right? and that Mr. So and so will sign. You will take the specimen signature card. You will also take the KYC documents. You will also take the photograph, right? Uh, this is not a mandate, friends, is not applicable to other accounts with other banks. If I give a mandate to operate my savings account to my wife, she can only operate my savings account with your bank. She cannot take the same mandate and go to, let us say, some other bank and say, I want to operate this account. So mandate is bank specific, right? And it can be revoked at any point of time. At any point of time, it can be revoked. Mandates can be given by only individuals, non-individuals. We don't entertain mandate, even though they can also delegate the powers, but we insist for a power of attorney. We insist for a power of attorney. Now, what is a power of attorney? Power of attorney is something which has got sweeping powers, right? Person giving a power of attorney is called the principal, and the holder is the agent. If I execute a power of attorney on a non-judicial stamp paper, remember, mandate is executed only on a plain sheet of paper addressed to the specific bank, whereas power of attorney should be executed on a non-judicial stamp paper of requisite value. Then the person, if I am giving the authority, I am called the principal. And if I am giving the authority to my wife or to my friend to operate the account, he is called the agent, right? There are two types of power of attorneys. One is general, which are also called universal power of attorney, where I give sweeping powers. You can do anything on my behalf, right? And there is another attorney called special or limited power of attorney, where I will say, you can only operate my account. You can only manage my estate. So he can't go beyond that. If I execute a general power of attorney, the attorney holder, the agent, has got powers to take the same power of attorney to all the banks where I have got an account, and then say, I will start operating account. Because in a power of attorney, normally I do not specify which account he has to be operating on my behalf. I'll just tell him he is authorized to operate all my bank accounts. So he can come to ICICI Bank, give a copy. He can go to Bank of Baroda, give a copy. He can go to IDBI Bank, where I got an account, give a copy, and start operating the account.
Power
Mandate normally,
attorney, sir,
yeah,
power of attorney holder can open the new account on his name.
yeah, I'll come to that. See, sometimes what happens, if I give a special power of attorney saying that he can only operate my account, then obviously he can't open an account. He cannot close the account, correct? If I give a general power of attorney where I say specifically he can open, operate, and close, then only the banker can act upon it. A power of attorney is, you have to follow it very strictly. You cannot ask the agent to do something which the principal has not authorized, which the principal has not given the power. So if the power of attorney says, my name is Raghunandan, I have executed a power of attorney. I have given the right to operate my account to my wife. Then my wife can only operate the account. But if I say the agent, my wife, can open, operate, and close my account, then she can either open, she can operate, and she can close as well. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Am I clear? Yeah. So,
Yes, sir.
particularly where some accounts are being operated on power of attorney, friends, please make doubly sure that the power of attorney bestows the right to the agent. If it says he can only operate, don't allow him to open the account. Don't allow him to close the account. He can only operate the account. But if it says he can open, operate, and close, then definitely you can allow all these three things. Okay. Power of attorney, it should be registered. Normally, it is to be registered. Okay. So general power of attorney covers wide range of transactions and gives sweeping powers to the agent. He can do anything. Limited power of attorney is issued for a specific task. So after the task is over, that power of attorney is no more valid, right? Now the question is, if I have given a mandate to someone to operate my account, if I have given a power of attorney to someone to operate an account, After that, can I also operate the account? That is a question. Can I do that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I would have told there my agent will operate the account only when I am not able to operate my account. So just by giving a mandate or power of attorney, it does not mean that I am debarred from operating my account. I can operate my account. Okay. And power of attorney or mandate, friends. This is very clear. On the death, lunacy, or insolvency of the person who has given the mandate or power of attorney, it is automatically revoked on death, insolvency, and lunacy. Again, the question is only if it has come to your notice. If it has not come to your notice, you are not an astrologer to foresee whether the customer is alive or dead. But it has come to your notice directly or indirectly. Indirectly means it is the photograph is published in the newspaper in the obituary column, and you come to know that this guy has got an account with you. He has given a mandate. He has given a power of attorney. Then, since the notice of his death is there, you have come to know indirectly. You will have to stop the operations. Death, lunacy, and insolvency. Now, once a relationship is established, it can also be terminated. When can a customer relationship, banker relationship be terminated? One is voluntary. The customer can come and say, Baba, okay, fine. I have had the taste of your service, or for this reason, I want to stop my transactions with you. He can close the account. No questions asked, right? He can close the account, but the bank will ask him to give a request. And in that format, there is one column which says reason for closing the account. The customer is not obliged to give you any reason, but he can write there. Why we have taken that as a reason is, in case he says, I am closing my account because you do not have such and such a product with you, which was required by me. Then it is an MIS for the bank to find out what is that we are lacking in our bouquet of products and services. So he is not obligated to tell you the reason. He can just close the account by giving the unused checkbooks, his deliverables. He will give and he will make a request. You will have to close it. Now, my question is, can a banker voluntarily say, no, I don't want this relationship? Can a bank voluntarily say?
Yes, sir. Sometimes we can say.
When? Can you say, no, somehow, I don't like the way you dress.
Yes.
I don't like your face. You have been coming here
No,
very
sir.
shabbily. Yeah?
Some kind of means we came to know that this person is doing some kind of a fraud, like that thing. We can choose to close.
Okay, fine. I'll ask a question. I have an account with you, right? My friend, because friends are always friends, they come and tell you, Raghunandan has got an account with you. That guy is a fraud. Now, will you close the account?
No, sir.
No,
Yeah,
sir.
exactly. No.
Right?
No,
What
sir.
yeah. Yes. So there are certain circumstances under which the banker can say, enough is enough. I don't want your relationship. But it is only after giving prior notice. For example, I do not maintain the MAB in my account. I do not maintain MAB in my account. And you have reminded me once, twice, thrice, 4 times you have sent me a letter. But I have refused. I am not maintaining the MAB. So at that case, after giving a final notice, the bank can close the account and send the demand draft to the last known address of the account holder. Number one. Number two, I am issuing checks without maintaining balance. You have given me a checkbook. So what I do, I go out on the street, issue checks to everyone. But whereas there is no balance in my account, the checks hit the branch, but there is no balance. If I do it once, twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, then you have every right to write a letter to the customer and say, these are the occasions when we found that you have issued a check which has come to us, but we had to return the check because there was no balance. So we finally ask you to issue the checks without any balance. In case it is repeated, we reserve our right to close the account. That is number two. Number three, some customers are very intelligent. What they do, they issue checks. They don't have balance in the account. And then if the check is bounced, they can be sued under Negotiable Instruments Act, right? Section 138. What they do, they issue checks and come running to the branch and give a stop payment. Right. So in that case, when the customer gives a stop payment, you cannot pass the check and you will return the check for the reason the check stopped by the drawer, right? You don't write inadequacy of funds, insufficient funds. If the customer is in the habit, repeated habit of issuing stop payment orders after issuing a check, then also you can put him on warning. You can tell him that this has happened on so many occasions in the past. We give you one last chance. If it is repeated, we will close your account, right? And then the customer always tries to portray you in a bad light. What happens sometimes? A customer always comes drunk. If he comes drunk, fine, let him probably attend to whatever case and go. But he creates a ruckus there. Continuously, it's not once, twice, thrice, continuously. What happens? Other customers refuse to come in when he is there because he's creating a ruckus. Or there is a customer who very frequently badmouths you. He stands in the counter and says, why are you people opening accounts with the bank? This bank is useless. They don't give good service. He continuously berates you, badmouths you. Then also you can put him on warning, and he continues to do that. You can close the relationship with him on your own. So there are certain circumstances where the banker on his own can terminate the relationship. One, where MAB is not maintained. Number two, where he is issuing checks but not maintaining adequate balance. Number three, he is issuing checks but he is also issuing stop payment orders very frequently. Number four, where the customer is not acting in the interest of the bank. He is berating the bank. He is badmouthing the bank, right? No termination by law. The relationship terminates on death, insanity, insolvency. On some occasions, court directed also, because the court can say, we observe money laundering transactions in the account, freeze the account. So the banker customer relationship will close, right? Or the court will direct a company to wind up because they are not acting as per the objectives of the MOA. So in such case also, it is court directed. You will have to freeze the operations in the account. It is also termination by law. Clear, friends? Am I with you?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You're fine. Now we'll look into the rights of the banker. The banker has got certain rights, right? He has got a right of lien. He has got a right of set off. He has got a right of appropriation. He has got a right to charge interest or commission, right? Now, what is a right of lien? Lien is nothing but retaining some asset or property with you. Retaining. Lien is retaining. I am exercising my lien. That means I am retaining this. There are two types of lien. I'll give an example so that you will understand it better. There are two types of lien. One is a specific lien or a particular lien. The other is a general lien. Banker's lien is always a general lien, right? What is the difference now? Now, in a specific lien, friends, please hear, in a specific lien, what happens? Let me give you an example of your vehicle, which are given for servicing, right? You are given your two-wheeler or four-wheeler for servicing to a garage. Now, you will have to pay back the bill. You have to pay the bill to get the vehicle, but you are not paid the bill. So what can the service provider do? He can retain that vehicle with him till such time the money due on that vehicle is paid, right? That is called specific lien. Why? He can retain only the vehicle. He cannot do anything else. Number one. Number two, his right is only to retain. He cannot sell. Same thing applies to your laundry. You are given some clothes for laundering. Then you are not paid. So he can retain that with you. That's all. He cannot sell. That is called specific lien. Right given to retain, but right not given to sell. But a banker's lien is a general lien. This is also a question that very frequently comes. Banker's lien is a general lien, right? Why it is a general lien? Because it gives a banker the right to retain the property and to sell the property also to get back the dues. Now, if I have to give an example, a customer can have a gold loan with you, right? What is the security for a gold loan?
Gold.
Jewelry.
Gold
Good,
only.
very good.
Ornaments.
Coins?
Veg.
Coins normally we don't give unless it has got the receipts, right? It is only on ornaments. Gold coins also we can accept, provided he has a original receipt for having purchased the gold coins. Okay. Now gold is the security. The same customer has got a credit card dues also, or he has got a personal loan where there are some overdues. That means EMIs have fallen due, but he has not paid. Now what he does? His wife says, I have to go to a marriage in the family, bring the jewels to me. So he comes running here, closes his gold loan account. Now ask for the gold to be given back, ask for the jewels to be given back. So before giving the jewels back, what the bank says is whether he has got any other liability, personal loan, vehicle loan, right, or credit card dues, which is overdue. I'm saying which is overdue already, right? Then the bank says, fine guy, you have cleared your gold loan, but I am not giving the gold jewels to you. I am retaining that with me. Why? Because you have not paid your overdues in your personal loan account or your credit card dues you have not paid. You pay it first, clear the dues, then I will give the gold to you. He need not close the entire account, but he has to only clear the overdues. That's all. Right? Then you can give him the loan. Then you can give him the gold back. That is called a specific lien. We do it normally.
It is in law, sir. It is in.
Yeah, it is in law. It is in law. That is why these bankers' rights cannot be challenged at all. Right?
So we
It is
can
given by statute. Yeah.
we can only retain the gold, or we can use the same for closing that particular loan.
Yeah, good question. Now, I told you, general lien gives the right to the banker not only to retain but also sell. Now, if he has not paid his credit dues, which is amounting to, let us say, 1 lakh rupees, what is the use by keeping the gold, only gold with me? I am not able to recover. So, what I will do, I will give him a notice. See, you have closed your gold loan, but I have retained the gold jewels as a lien to your credit card dues. Unless and until you clear your credit card dues within a specific time frame, we will auction the gold, and out of the sale proceeds we will adjust the overdue amount, and then the balance will be given to you. So the banker has got a right not only to retain but to sell also. Clear?
Fixed deposit,
Please.
sir. With
What?
fixed deposit.
Same lien. He has got a fixed deposit, or the guarantor has got a fixed deposit. The borrower is under a personal loan or a housing loan or a vehicle loan has not paid. I'll give the notice to the guarantor and say that you have the guarantor. So I'm adjusting your fixed deposit to the loan account of the borrower. But it is only after due notice. You can't do it without giving notice. Clear?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
can guarantor go for credit card also?
Can
Credit
guarantor?
card.
See
Can
what
guarantor
happens.
pay for the credit card
No,
also?
no, I'll tell you. Wherever you have taken a guarantor, right? In credit cards, normally you don't take a guarantor, correct?
Yes, sir.
You issue a credit card based on my sources of income, right? You don't take a guarantor there. You take a guarantor probably in case of a personal loan. You don't take a guarantor for a home loan, right? If you have taken a guarantor, then definitely you can do it. If you have taken him as a guarantor, he has executed the guarantee agreement, definitely you can do that. Am I clear now?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Sir,
yeah, please.
one education loan, sir. The
Yeah.
party has not paid the money. The guarantor has jewel loan with us. Can
Uh-huh.
we retain that jewel loan, sir? Because that education loan is in NPA status now.
110% you can do that.
Okay.
You can, if he pays, when it comes to close the account, gold loan account, don't tell him anything. If you tell him anything, he will not even close that, right? Accept
Okay.
it, close the loan account, then tell him, sir, you have got a liability under education loan. The borrower has not paid. That means, again, please listen to me carefully. The borrower need not close the account in full. He can only regularize the account.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
If see, you are